Music, one of life's greatest pleasures, has tremendous power. The power to bring a tear to the eye or quiet a racing mind. Music also has the power to heal and has been used through the ages to treat depression, create energy, induce sleep, relieve chronic pain, reduce stress, and even cure diseases. And now, musician and author Michael Tyrrell has created Whole Tones, the healing frequency music projects. These frequencies were studied in the music of King David and believed to have astounding healing effects. Now you can benefit from this revitalized ancient healing music therapy simply by listening daily to this music in the comfort of your own home, car, or office. Reward yourself with the gift of healing and transformation. Don't miss this opportunity to get an absolutely free sample of this music so that you can begin benefiting right away. Just visit WholeTonesLive.com and get a free sample of these soothing, relaxing, revitalizing musical tones. Visit WholeTonesLive.com today for your free sample. That's WHOLETONES Live.com. WholeTonesLive.com.
Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning. Welcome to the Neil Baker Psychic Hour. Glad to have you here this morning. I'm Kristen. Hi, Neil.
Hello.
And yes, here we go. Today, I don't even have a title here on our show. I did not update it on Blog Talk Radio. So some of our callers and listeners may not know what we're discussing. We are discussing today what is the eternal number. We had a request about a specific master number online, so we decided we would dedicate the show to talking about that master number. So we're going to get to that in just a moment. Of course, we encourage all of our listeners and followers, show followers that haven't followed us officially on Blog Talk Radio to do so by clicking on the follow link under our profile name, the Neil Baker Psychic Hour. You can also join us on Facebook and Twitter. I think the little icons for each of those sites are also on our Blog Talk Radio website. And for a discussion that goes beyond the confines of our show time, then please call 562-596-7818. All email inquiries will be directed back to that phone number. So please do use the phone if you'd like to speak to Neil directly. Today, we're talking about, again, the eternal number, Neil, and a lot of people think the eternal number is 8 because 8 continues in a figure 8 pattern, so it doesn't stop. It moves eternally. But in actuality, the eternal number is 9 because anything added to 9 becomes the number it is added to, which is...
Yeah, that's true.
9. So lots of special things about 9. It's properties we're going to get into here: resilience, rebirth, transcends the chakra systems of the body. But before we get to that, I just want to state that master numbers, because we had this inquiry, master numbers are a part of the puzzle, but what comprises the master number is very important as well. So if we had 9 personality types, I mean, again, master numbers are more than a personality, but if there were 9 types of people, we'd live in a very boring world. So there's much more that comprises the energy of the master number than the master number alone. And in our forthcoming book, we're going to be discussing the deeper mysteries of numerology and how numerology penetrates into the soul. So it's not just defining a personality. But that said, let's talk a little bit about the master number 9. Neil.
Well, yes, that's true. First of all, I mean, all the multiples of 9 add up to 9. 27, 36, 45, 54. When you add a number to 9, it becomes that number. 9 and 2 is 11, 1 and 1 is 2. 9
and 3 is 12, 3. Of course, you have to reduce, but you have to, yeah.
And so therefore it's gotten a reputation of being an eternal number. It just goes into infinity. Now, eight has the symbol, but nine is the mathematical equation of infinity. Infinity, is, at least in our context of speaking. It also represents in many ways the idea that if we have 7 immediate chakras in our body, what we're doing is we're leaving the crown of the body, the crown, the top chakra. We're going to the 8th energy field and then the 9th, which is actually 2 above the 7th chakra. Now, in some contexts, that oftentimes means that individuals who keep coming back to the earth, when they finally reach the 7th chakra, the spiritual chakra, they did not transcend. Something in the spiritual realm of their earthly existence was not completed. So they came back as an 8. 8s usually attain a lot of power and have money in many cases. And yet, even then, on the 8th level, there was not an immediate sense of transcendence. So they came back and then became a 9.
So 9s should get it right because they've gone through each of the chakra systems, and this is kind of like the last ditch attempt before you have to go through the whole process and repeat it again. Because if a 9 comes back, Neil, they're going to become compounded: 9, 10, 1, 28, 10, 1, 37, 10, 1, so on and so forth. Yeah,
it gets a little bit more complicated then. But when usually the 9s that I encounter, oftentimes they're very powerful people. And not only are they powerful, but they seem to be doing good things on the planet. They're sometimes teachers, educators, humanitarians. And so they do a lot of good earthly stuff. They also, 9s they seem to escape trouble. They just are very, very resilient. I don't often find a 9 who commits suicide or who dies early in life. 9s typically have like 9 lives.
Of course, there are exceptions to that. But
Yeah. Also, though, a 9 will have skipped spiritual transcendence now 8 times. They're on their 9. So I believe it or not, I do encounter 9s that have spiritual energy, and those who do, and their master number is 9, good for you. You're learning your energies, and you're going to possibly transcend the planet because you've gathered up all the energies. But in each of those at least 9 lifetimes, you've also gathered a lot of karma, because every time you come back, you get karma. So you have karma, but you also have the advantage of transcending the karma. Because you've come back so many times, you're basically in a high power number. You also have to understand that number 9 has other references. It equates to patience and meditation. It has a certain aspect of inspiration and perfection. So 9s like to get it right. They inspire others. That's why so many of them are teachers. It's also the power of the Holy Spirit. So 9s can activate Holy Spirit energy, which includes creation and life, as both a rhythm and a development. So 9s sometimes have a certain attitude about biorhythms and musical rhythms and energy fields that have a certain power and sequence behind them and balance. Also, when you get into 9, you get into 3 times 3. So that's the Trinity factor. 3 is a mystical number.
So
and now
9 holds that mysticism.
3 times. Yeah, now you've done it 3 times, and that energy. Why is it a sacred number of creation? Because 9 months of gestation.
Right.
It's how long it takes for actual baby to come.
And the Ouroboros is equatable to the number 9 as well, because the Ouroboros, as we know, is the snake that eats its tail, and it goes around and around and around. So the 9 is equated to that as well.
And the Ouroboros is also important because of that circular energy, which is a chakra system. Now, when you get into nines too, nines are typically supposed to understand the world of the spirit, the soul, and matter, physical energy. So they're supposed to have a command for those things, and a lot of nines do become scientists, but they become extraordinary scientists. Somebody who would appreciate the cosmos on both a level of creation, mystically, heavenly, as much as scientifically. You have to also understand that 9 has a certain ominous shadow. Christ expired on the 9th hour on the cross. He appears, I think he appears 9 times after he is crucified. And so, you've got that energy going on. So as you can see, as we're talking and kind of just moving through the element of 9, we're getting into so many aspects of what a 9 is, because it's such a high number, it's such an eternal number, that it's now captured a lot of this wisdom. So those of you who are 9, and even those of you who are 8, you've ascended the chakras of the body. You're still back on the planet. You've ascended the chakras of the body without having to be reduced. Like a 10 would be a 1, an 11 would be a 2, a 12 would be a 3. Well, they ultimately are reduced down to a master number that's lower than their higher karmic number. 8s and 9s are above the 7th chakra, and they remain there. So that means that those individuals who are 8 or 9 have ample amount of time and opportunity to transcend to the spiritual plane.
But it makes it challenging, because if those energies of the other chakras beneath 8 or 9 are not fulfilled when they're at that 8th and 9th level, it gives it's more responsibility for 8s and 9s than it is for, say, a 1 to get off the planet, actually.
Yeah, that's true. And it does, when you're talking about the attitude of how it conveys to the mystical journey that we have on our planet, a lot of 9s will actually go into that mysticism of life. And in that respect, sometimes it gets kind of watered down to just being a humanitarian and you travel around. A lot of 9s travel. And if they don't travel, then what they do is in their own world, they're very active. They can be socially active, ecologically speaking. They can be active for the planet. So there's different aspects of 9 in the idea that you're kind of concerned about the world. That's a stepping stone to be concerned about the cosmos, and then being concerned about the spirit, which ultimately is the process of transcendence.
And like 8, the number 9 has a lot of power. 18 is 9 is derived from 18, and 18 is one of the most powerful numbers that exists as well in terms of numbers that have 2 numbers in their number system.
18 is powerful, particularly because it is the one number that leads up to 9. Like 27 is a 9, 36 is a 9, but eliminates that 2, 1. 18 is 1 through 8. So you're covering all the chakra system, and leading up in sequence to the 9th element. And again, 9 is important because you got to recognize you're an old soul. You're a very old soul. And your lessons now you have come back due to the fact that spiritual essence has not been completed yet. Of course, you've gathered karma, so you're going to have some earthly things to deal with, no doubt. But it is a very, very sacred number.
Sacred?
Sacred to the extent that it's above the 7th chakra. You're in a realm, the number is in a realm of the astral field. Now, that word sacred is multi-layered.
Right.
When we say the word sacred, it doesn't just have one meaning. So, every number is sacred. Life is sacred. Breath is sacred, if you want to get down to it. But, no, there isn't just one sacred number. There is one sacred number, God, one. But let's not get into that right now. that gets into a different thing.
People that are 9s often, adapt to situations very well. I mean, this is a generalization. They get along well with others because of their resilience, because of the fact that they add to any other number and become that number. That's why they have that humanitarian well.
But they like
element.
To be leaders.
Yeah, the power element is what I was
talking about. And a good
leader,
the essence of a 9 being a good leader is that they will listen to their congregation, their subordinates, their audience, bring into that element a herd, a level that's they're being heard. So a lot of politicians, ideally speaking, are good. 9 is a good number for them because they are servants of the people, and yet they hold the power. The problem with most politicians, though, is they hold more of the ego to power than the servant energy. But those people who continue to serve the public. I just heard Bill Clinton speak, and he was stating that to his dying breath, he wants to continue to serve people, serve the public, serve the his best interest, but his political interest. But the fact that he's willing to serve, regardless of what your political beliefs are, what's his name, Jimmy Carter, helped build homes. I'm not talking about his other political stances. I don't want to get into that. But I'm just talking about how a human being continues to serve, even humbly, after, throughout their whole life. And again, I'm not endorsing either human being in their politics. I'm just stating icons, people who are supposedly supposed to be servants of the people.
Okay.
That's a 9.
All right. Well, let's take some calls, Neil, and then we may have more time to continue talking today. Who knows? We've had several people come in and drop, so we'll see what happens here. So we do take calls in the order received. 321 is our first. Good morning. Are you Are you there? Hi, who's this?
Good morning.
Hi, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. My name is Stephanie White.
Oh, hi.
What's your name?
Hi. My birthday is 3/28/1980.
First names only. 3/28/19. 19 what year?
80.
80. Hi,
What's
Stephanie.
I've called before, probably about a year ago.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Great, you guys took my call.
So what's going on, Stephanie?
Okay. Well, lately I've been going through a series of ailments and issues.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, it's been a little while. I'm trying to get through them. But they're hindering, my connecting or furthering my connectivity to my spirit and, my spiritual development. I'm having a tough time just reconnecting, staying positive, really. So
yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. And I know who you are. You're on our Facebook.
Yes, I am. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've exchanged notes and, on these little comments that you put on.
Yeah.
I know we've talked before a little bit. So
yes, we have. Sure.
So hopefully we can help today.
Oh,
Neil?
Well, I don't know, Stephanie. Your master number. Great way to start off. Your master number is 4, so your life goes in increments of 4. However, your master number is devised by a 31.
Right.
So at the age of 31, you should have had a significant change. That would have been in the year 2011.
Yes.
And did you have a change then?
Yeah, well, that's really the year I started really waking up and, waking up spiritually and really making that my drive and my first and foremost.
Okay. So now that 11, now you're 35. But guess what? That's 4 years past 31. And even though it isn't a multiple of 4, it is still 4 years past your karmic age of 31. So you're about to go through a change. I'm getting a lot of the 20s around you. 1920, 1930, vintage, what do you call it?
Like flapper era?
Yeah. I don't know yet what that quite means. Is there anything, well, Well, is there anything old-fashioned about you? Do you have any interest in that time zone?
I have interest in history. I mean, of all sorts, but I was wondering maybe if it was something that I had an ailment from in the 1920s, like a past life.
Yeah, you did. Well, you had emphysema. I believe
wow.
you had emphysema. Now, is there anything in the asthma, lung, throat, stomach to throat in this lifetime?
Stomach, yes.
Yeah. So, see, I said lung to throat, and then suddenly an energy brought me down
to the stomach chakra.
An angel, something brought me down to your stomach and said, "No, Neil, you need to go deeper." So you had issues in your stomach. Have you ever had a bypass? Have you ever had bypass, or do you have gastric? What do you have in your stomach?
Oh, I have a really bad infection with stomach, intestines. A really bad infection I had gotten from work.
Oh my
I work
goodness.
with special needs, and I take care of a lot of their direct needs, and I got an infection from working with them. Not working with them, but working with feces. So it's been a really, really hard journey at this point, trying to get through it. It's just an infection upon infection, and it's been hospitalized for on and off for quite a while now.
Okay,
which then, in turn, doesn't allow me to return to work, which is where I love. It's my heart right there with special needs guys. So
yeah, see, that's the spiritual element you're on. And 31-4s oftentimes are teachers. I know a lot of people who are 31-4s who are teachers or were teachers, and they give their heart and passion to their role. Now that is karmic. What you're doing, what you have significant in your energy, you see, you're 328. 28 is a 10 or a 1. So essentially your number is 3-1, just like your karmic number is 31. Your karmic number is 1, and you have 3 in your month, and the 28 in your day is a 1. So there's a reflection there. You have 2 8s going on. You have an 8 in your day, and you have an 8 in your year, which is 16 or 7. So there's your spiritual work.
That's 11.
And what's happening is that you're doing this work to accommodate your spiritual walk on the planet, your earthly higher energy work for other people. But I believe that when we go back to the 20s, you had emphysema, and you essentially died from that.
Oh,
so,
wow.
The element there, and there's something in that zone that was equated to New York.
Okay.
New York in this lifetime?
What was that?
Have you ever been to New York in this lifetime?
Oh, yes, I've been a few times.
Few times, okay.
Okay. Well, not everybody gets over there. I've only been there once, briefly. But
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Uh-huh. Do you have any, why were you going to New York?
Just family vacations and sightseeing, and I was drawn to it. I was drawn to a church there when I was younger. Just had to go see it. So
was that an ancient church? Does it go back to the early 1900s? You've been in that church. You were in that church in a prior lifetime.
Yeah, I felt like it. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, Stephanie, as we start to approach your energy field, and we're trying to figure out where you are at this point, I believe that your health problems are probably going to get better once you hit 36.
Oh, thank God.
So you're going through
Lord.
You're going through a 4-year period of this, and then things should start to improve. The reason you're going through this is because of karma, so it's been a situation for a long time. Were you ever hospitalized between the years of 16 or 18, or did you have any sort of health condition that was troubling?
Yeah, big time. Mm-hmm.
So what happened? Can you elaborate briefly?
Well, it was many surgeries during that time. Actually, they told me I could never have kids, and then it was all surgical things down in the womanly area.
Right.
They were going to give me hysterectomy and all these things. I just had a lot of issues, and then I ended up having 2 beautiful children out of a miracle.
Oh, wow. That's a blessing.
Yes, it's absolutely beautiful. And then I had the full hysterectomy at 23. But during the whole time around that time frame, I was having severe issues with those parts.
Okay,
yeah,
so
Stephanie. So we're getting, for a radio reading, we're getting a pretty good block of validations, and block meaning solidness, not block, barrier. But and so that starts to lead us into a deeper journey of your psyche and your essence on the planet and what you're doing. But I would say that angels right now, if you were to be pulled up out of your body to a place of judgment, they'd go, okay, right now you got a B. You're doing B work. That's better than C, D, or F. Not as good as A. But if I got a B, I'd go, whew, okay, I got a B. I can do better, but I'm better than worse.
That's
and
right.
So that's
I want to further to that A, though. That's what I need. That's what I want, and that's my push.
Okay, that's going to start. That work gets more intense from 36 to 40. That gets really intense.
Okay, Stephanie. Well, hopefully that's helpful to you. It's nice to hear from you again.
Oh, thank you guys for accepting my phone calls. You guys are wonderful. I really appreciate your time.
You're very welcome. We hope your health improves. Definitely keep us posted, okay?
Oh, definitely. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. You're welcome. 562-596-7818 is Neil's direct number. Okay. 305 has been waiting patiently. We're going to get to everybody that's in the queue today, so please keep your place in line. Hello, 305.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. Who's this?
My name is Maria.
How do you spell?
Maria.
Oh,
Maria, like West Side Story.
Maria.
I just met a girl named Maria.
Yes, I didn't hear you accurately.
I thought you said Monia.
I thought you said Monia. Yeah, so it was weird. Both of us heard the same thing. So, Maria, what's your birth date?
Is 7/27.
In the year?
63.
Okay, what's your question?
Well, I feel like I'm in a holding pattern. Like I'm expecting some emotional stability in my life. I'm expecting a life partner, and it just doesn't arrive. And I'm wondering if there's anything happening this year.
Well, your master number is 8. You should have had a change in life at the age of 35.
Yes.
63.
What happens then, Maria?
At age 35, I moved to Miami at 33, and at 35, I met the man that I married.
Okay, that's it. I'm sorry, Neil, go ahead.
And then you got divorced?
Yes.
And was your marriage anywhere from 6 to 8 years in length?
It was more like 14 years.
Oh, okay, 14.
Yeah, or 12 years. Yeah, 12 years, actually.
12 years, so it's double 6. 6 twice.
Yeah.
Well, I said 6 to 8. That's a 14. So what I'm doing, my brain is.
No, I'm sorry. Yes, it was. I'm sorry. It was 14 because we had problems at 12, and then at 14 is when the actual divorce came in.
So what I did, Maria, without realizing it, but what I was actually doing was taking 6 to 8, and 6 and 8 is 14, and that was the number of your year. That's what I was doing, and probably because there was infidelity. Was there any infidelity in the marriage?
Yes, there was on his part.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, not every marriage breaks up due to infidelity, but the reason an angel gave me 6 to 8 was to kind of inform me it was split like that because of infidelity, which probably went on for years, and that's too bad. Well,
yeah.
Okay, so the issue is this. You feel like you're in a holding pattern. Holding patterns are not bad. Holding patterns means that you're being held back for a reason. We're in a holding pattern. When you're in the airport, you're in a holding pattern because it's not safe to fly. It's not safe to go to. A holding pattern isn't really bad. It's meaning you're being kept at bay due to danger. Sometimes it means stagnation. Sometimes it's not a good thing because the responsibility is on you, not external circumstances. I mean, if an airplane is in a holding pattern on the airway, it's not because, well, maybe there's a terrorist on the board, but it's not because, somebody was thinking something, bad about their wife and so they can't take off. It's usually because of something about the runway or something. So you're in a holding pattern, and I think it's external. You're being held from meeting somebody that would do you harm. That's why you're in a holding pattern. So as soon as that energy leaves your orbit, which will be at the age of 53, not until you're 53, then you meet the emotional opponent, not opponent.
Then you're going into a big battle.
No, erase. You meet your emotional co-companion. Co-companion. that is a companion from a past life. So you have your companion you meet when you're 30, when you're 53, and I think that's what you're waiting for. In the meantime, have you, in the last 5 years, have you did you lose a pet or an animal?
Oh my God, yes. I lost my pet last year. It was horrible for me. It was so sad.
Oh, it's hard to lose an animal. I'm so sorry.
He developed a sudden cancer, and he died within 3 months. I took him everywhere to all the specialists. Nobody could do anything for him.
No, because the angels are talking to me, so that's why. In 3 months is your fire number. It is in your year, and it occupies part of your karma of 35, 3. And then it's in your year 63. And then 3 months. It's ringing bells with me. So, and an angel just told me you lost an animal within a certain, in the recent past. I just made the window 5 years, but I knew you'd lost an animal recently somewhere in there.
Yeah,
so now, why is that? That's a validation. See, that's a validation. It's a validation. You're in a holding pattern. While you're in a holding pattern, it's not going to feel real nice. It's not supposed to. If you want to take off on the airline and you're sitting on the landing, no one's really happy about that. So you're in a holding pattern, but it's for your own good. It will change at the age of 53, Maria, and things are going to get a lot better for you. Just remain steadfast.
I have another year to go. Oh my God.
Big deal. No. Stop that. Don't complain. Time is nothing. Time is nothing. And I'm saying that because I don't want you to send a message to angels that you're complaining. Don't complain. Say to yourself, I'm spiritual. I'm of essence. I'm of light. I can't wait for this to happen. I'm going to appreciate every day that I live. I'm going to give out positive energy and do as much as I can. And do that. That makes me feel more comfortable than you hearing me speak today and then go, oh, I have to wait that long? Don't do that. Be higher, Maria, and grasp a higher concept of existence, okay? And I say that seriously because when I'm talking to angels, I don't want to give them that message that's all you heard. I have to wait. Don't do that. I'm going to tell the angels that you're in a spiritual state, that you're of essence, that you're filled with hope and faith, and that you're a human being of high intensity. Wouldn't you rather me do that than deliver a message that you're impatient?
I understand. I understand what you're saying. I just feel like my life is slipping away, and
No, boy, you need work. Your life is not slipping away. You need spiritual. Don't ever say your life is slipping away. Your life is of essence. If your life is slipping away, that means your life isn't of value, and now you've defiled human breath. You see, this is what's the problem with when I deal with people. Their concept. I can't help it when I get on the radio and even deal with people. The concept of existence that most people hold is devastating. Don't say your life is slipping away. You're going to be, your life is moving towards blissfulness and eternity, for one thing. And while you're on the planet, make the most of your life. If you spend your life saying my life is slipping away, then you're creating new karma. And you're not going to be happy with me when you leave the body because I didn't forewarn you of those kinds of dialogues. So you be strong, Maria. Do not say your life is slipping away. Say my life is being fulfilled. I mean, I have breath. I have life. I can do good things. I'm looking forward to not only this lifetime, but the eternal energy of the afterlife. And I will take every day that I have and make something of it. Because if your life is slipping away, so is mine. So is Kristen's. So is everybody's. It makes no sense to me, and I don't think we're here to exist on the basis that all of our lives are slipping away. I'm existential. I can understand the concept of existence on a physical level. I get it, but I'm not going to live according to that principle, and I don't think you should either. So I hope I've corrected some things in your mind and given you some level of, I'm trying to give you hope and inspiration.
I know, and I appreciate it. I really do.
Okay, so hold on to it. I believe in you. I see good things coming. Your life isn't slipping away, and by golly, by next July, I mean, we're not talking about 40 years wandering in the desert. You know, this is not a long period of time to wait. And maybe it will happen sooner.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Right, and you can build towards that time. I mean,
okay.
It isn't a long time. It isn't a long time. I think we've had to wait longer for things in our life. You know, we're all on the planet experiencing it. So you're not alone. You're not alone, Maria.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay.
Who did Paul Simon? My life is slip sliding
away. Well, that song came up in my head. I was.
Well, he's slip sliding, so he's having at least fun while he's sliding. You know,
it's funny. I was just singing that song she sang, the Maria song, last week, West Side Story.
Yeah.
I started investigating those old songs. I used to listen to them growing up, actually.
West Side Story.
West Side Story. Love the music. Love Leonard Bernstein. Okay, so there was something else I was going to say. The 8 and 6. How you had divided that, and I started laughing because last night when we were doing the cards, we do cards every night, Neil and I, and Neil started saying dime obnoxiously. What was really weird is that I had found a dime on the ground unbeknownst to him, or so I thought, but I said, that is so weird you're saying dime. He kept repeating it in this kind of obnoxious tone, and I said, I found a dime on the ground today. He says, you don't think I know? I know everything.
The shadow knows.
The shadow knows. Okay, so we have a private caller who I don't know if is just wanting to listen, but caller from the blocked number, please press 1 on your handset if you'd like to speak with us. If not, then I'm not going to pick up your call. 206 and 770 is next. Are next. Sorry, I don't know how to conjugate a verb today. 206. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is Hollis.
Oh, hey, Hollis.
Hi, how are you guys?
Doing well. What's your birth date again? I think she's an 8.
1961.
61. Am I remembering right? 10? No, she's a 9, but I was close. 1027. I knew it was a high number. So we talked about your master number today. How perfect that you called.
That's why I called, because it's just so, it just fits so well. And I just want to make a comment about being, living in the upper chakras. I can't find myself getting very grounded these days. It seems to me that I'm like with my head in the stars a lot. And the sacral and the root don't seem to be, moving very fast. So it just kind of want to know if there's anything on that.
All right.
Yeah. Well, as we speak, you're on a multiple of 9. You're 54 years old, so that's 9 times 6, isn't it? Yeah. So you're on a multiple of 9 right now by 6. Now, that's the third eye. So you are going to be, Hollis, compelled to stay in that area of high energy and have a hard time being grounded. But look at your first two numbers, 19, January 9th. There's your master number, right sitting beside a 1, which is your root chakra. So you're not grounded. And then on the other side of the 9, let's take away the century, we have a 6. And 9 times 6 is 54. So because your master number is 9, and that happens to be your day, it's bracketed by a 1 and a 6. Root and third eye. 1 and 6 is 7, which is spirituality. And then right after the 6, you drop down 5 to a 1 again. So what it means is that you're on a journey to understand how to be rooted to the earth without losing or compromising your spirituality and your head being in the stars. What we have to do is find balance on the planet. Now, you don't have an immediate balanced chakra. That's 4. That's heart. That's heart. And you don't have an immediate 4 in your system right now. But you've been there before. You've been a 4 before, especially when you were 22 equals 4. So you know what 4 is, but in this lifetime, it's hard for you to find a balance. So what you have to do is to understand how to balance the earth with the spirit. If I didn't balance the earth with the spirit, I wouldn't be a reader that helps to ground people. I would be so esoteric and up there that I wouldn't know how to ground myself and sustain my life, in a practical way. So what you want to do is root your energy, and this is just advice. Root your energy. Make sure you're planted. Understand that the root system allows you to blossom towards the higher heavens, but you need that root system. Otherwise, you're going to be walking in this lifetime on a purely mystical level, and your earth karma will pass you by, but not without responsibility. So you need that responsible note. There might be something in the lower chakra system, Hollis, that's disturbing you that you're not willing to look at. Maybe there's a energy field in there that's just you came back to the earth and you're having doubts about looking into the idea of being rooted into the planet, because maybe from a past life when you were rooted you suffered a lot of pain. A lot of people are rooted to the planet due to a past life because all they did was suffered them. They were poor, they were destitute, they were killed, something happened, and so they were rooted to the planet, and yet they came back with that root system in their consciousness, and it's something that they try to stay away from. Well, that makes common sense. But if we're dealing with the idea of resolving karma, it doesn't make common sense to avoid it. It makes common sense to confront it and challenge it and reduce it. So there's something in there.
Okay.
But, it takes a lengthier discussion and a lengthier examination. Readings, 5-minute readings on the radio are good, but they're just 5-minute readings. That's all they are. And hopefully they help. But
Hollis has spoken with me a couple times outside of the show, if you remember. Yeah. But it's a preliminary, especially when we get into trickier problem solving. This is, probably would a little bit more depth.
Yeah, there's something in, Hollis, this might be something in the background, the family background that you might be carrying as baggage that has got to be thrown out, but thrown out entirely. There might be something still holding on to. That's my hunch.
Okay. Well, expect to hear from me within the next couple of days, Neil. Because I'm trying to move on now, and I know I've been going through a huge change in the last 6-7 years that has just completely changed who I am, and I would love to go a little further with you.
Okay, Hollis. Well, you know the number.
Well,
I'll repeat it for everyone else. So. Thanks. 562-596-7818 is Neil's number. And our callers, again, can join us on Facebook and on Blog Talk Radio. We hope that you do so. All right. So last caller, 770. Good morning.
Hi, Chris. Morning. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Neil.
Who's this?
This is Regina.
Hi, Regina.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Can we get your birth date again?
Yes, 1879.
1879. What? Gosh, a couple January birth dates right in a row.
Yes, I was gonna. I've been, looking for work, so I actually have an interview tomorrow through Skype with this guy, kind of like a startup company or a small business. But I want to see how will it go. I mean, if they offer me, should I take it, or something else is coming?
So if they offer you the job, the question is, should you take it? And what's the job? Did you say again?
It is. It's dealing with my old career in social work, but it's going out and like finding jobs for them and just evaluating them and just helping them out with filling out forms and stuff for employment. So I didn't know if it'll be a good fit for me or not.
Okay.
Well, when I was listening to Regina just today, right now on the radio, I kept equating you to Stephanie, who deals with special needs, and whether we're dealing with special needs from people who have special needs, or we're dealing with people who are socially back in the economic stage or something, or family problems, but they don't necessarily have special needs, it still fulfills the same category of being a helper. And that's what I think you're going to be offered the job. It's my belief you'll be offered the job, and it's my belief. I could be wrong. It's also my belief that you should take it, that it will be a good fit for you. Because I truly think you care. I think you truly get satisfaction out of helping people. It doesn't mean that that's your whole extent of your life and what you want to do on the planet, but it is a good chunk of it. So I think that's really important. And what do I get? I guess it's my hunch that you're going to be offered the job, and it's my hunch that you should take it. If you're not offered the job, then something is in store for you otherwise. I mean, 79, you're a 35-8. That was the same as Maria. You're a 35-8, so 79, 89, 99, 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You had a change in the year 2014, just a year ago, did you?
Right.
What happened?
The separation.
Oh,
okay. I remember my husband left.
Going through.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I don't always remember all the details.
No.
Kristen's better at that. I tend to
That's okay.
pass me. So now you're on a whole new year of your rebirth. Oh yeah.
Right.
I think that this might be a good situation. Did your grandmother or anyone in your past, was anybody good at making pecan pie?
Well, my mother is really good at it.
Your mother's good at pecan pie? Okay, that's my validation. Is your grandmother crossed over?
Yes.
Were you close to her?
Yes.
Okay. Well, your Angel and your grandmother just sent me a thumbs up on what I just told you, that it's a good start of dialogue. And they sent me pecan pie to give an immediate sense of validation.
I wish someone would send us pecan pie, like a real one. Can we give your mother or is that?
I send Marie calendars. Do you know what Marie calendars?
Yes, everybody loves my mother pecan pie. I mean, everybody. It devours in minutes.
That's interesting. I mean, not everybody's mother makes pecan pie. My mother never made pecan pie.
My mother never made pecan. My mother made pudding pie that looked more like chocolate milk.
Oh, no.
But Regina, that's a good symbol and a good sign,
Okay.
a validation. So there we go. You know, it's a thumbs
there
up.
There we go.
And,
yeah, exactly. Because my thing was, you know, he said the guy was saying like I either can pay you salary or I can pay you like an independent contractor, and I was just like thinking like which way to go, you know, because I know independent contracts.
Be an employee of the company or be an independent contractor.
Right. That's what he wants me to think about.
Well, that's difficult because the tax situation is different. That's the big difference because you get 100% of the money, but then you file more at the end of the year. But
exactly.
You can
I wouldn't be an independent contractor.
I'd be an employee personally.
I'd be an employee because you have all kinds of things that might go protected. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was thinking too. Just being a salary at first.
Yeah, that's my comment.
Okay, Regina, we'll keep it posted.
Thank you.
Let us know how it goes. You're very welcome.
I sure will. Thank you so much.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, one more caller, 401. Yeah, we had someone else come in, so we will take them. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome. Who's this?
My name is Carrie.
Carrie with a C?
Carrie with a K. K-E-R-I.
Carrie?
Like the lotion.
Oh. Yes, actually, I like Carrie spelled that way pretty. Okay, and Carrie, what's your location and birth date?
I am in Rhode Island, and my birthday is August 6th, 1985.
Okay, and what brings you to our show today?
Just looking for some, guidance or messages. Just had a lot going on in the past, month or so. In addition to the past year, I've had a lot of loss, and I'm just sort of trying to find a deeper meaning in all of it. I hate to say that I'm a champion of grief now, but I feel like I've just grown. I've lost a lot of people close to me, and I'm come out on top. I think I have a pretty level head on my shoulders, but I was just open to any messages you may have regarding that.
Okay.
Well, Carrie, 8-6 is that 14 again. We mentioned 8-6. You're a 37-10-1.
And 14 is my lucky number.
Yeah. Well, 14 is your lucky number. Well, it's 7 plus 7.
It always has been.
Yeah. The reason is 7 plus 7, sacred energy in there, but 8 and 6 is 14, which is the accumulation of karma. And you're going through the accumulation of karma. You're a 37-10-1. You're compounded. Your master number is 1. So you have a lot of earthly experiences to go through, which includes loss, which could result in an early mother-father departure. So that's true. Your
my father,
Father, yeah. And you see, you are right now. You're 30 years old, so you're still caught in the thickness of walking through karma. There might be. Did you have any siblings that went through a bad time? Drugs, alcohol, anything like that?
No, I'm an only child.
You're an only child. Was there any drugs or alcohol in the family history itself?
Yes, alcoholism. My grandfather.
Okay. So, and did he have a sibling? Did you have an great uncle?
Great uncle.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm getting the photographs from the past, and I'm coming back to the fort. It feels like I'm looking through your family album. Who's the photographer in the family?
I don't know, because we don't have that. I'm not really sure. My grandmother, she liked the Polaroids back when they first came out. So she was great on that.
Oh, your grandmother. And did you ever go and stay with her? Did she have a nice little home with trees and stuff around it or not?
Yep. Second home to me.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I'm starting to read your family energy, which is involved in you. Have you ever done any work with animals? Did you like it? Are you someone who would save an animal off the street and at least take?
Yeah. Yes, I have a dog.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm starting to read you, Carrie. I'm starting to read into the zone of your energy. How about boats? Did you ever know anyone who had a boat?
Yes, my grandmother and grandfather both had boats. They had 2 boats.
Uh-huh. So I'm starting to read. What I'm doing on the radio is I'm starting to do a reading.
Like a deeper reading is what you mean.
Yeah. And the feeling I'm getting is that the thickness of the reading is is becoming, the water's thicker than I would hope it to be for a short reading. What can I tell you? Have you ever done any writing, worked in a library? Do you like books?
Yes, I mean, I've gone to college. I have a few degrees.
What are your degrees in?
I work in legal services, so I have a paralegal degree as well as a bachelor's in social sciences, leadership development.
Yeah, so there's books. Paralegal are always into books and researching and looking and doing most of the work that the lawyer doesn't want to do. So you're there. Wow, this is getting a little bit deeper. I don't know. With you, Carrie, I don't usually say on the radio, you should do a reading with me. Maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't. It's up to you. In my stance, it might be a good idea because what I'm experiencing is something deeper with you, and I don't know why I'm getting something deeper. I don't know. Have you ever had any health scares, anything that occurred that you got past?
Yes. Yeah, when I was younger, I had fallen off of my bicycle, and actually I had emergency surgery. I had a subdural hematoma, and it saved my life because I got to the hospital in time. But it's pretty much what I know. Natasha Hensford, she suffered a ski accident, and she died from her injuries. So I actually came out of that pretty unscathed. So that was definitely a near-death experience for me.
Yeah, you see, I didn't know. So I'm getting a deeper reading with you. What it means for the radio's sake is I'm connecting to you. From there, I don't know if there's ultimately any. There might be more deeper information, but at least if you don't speak to me, at least we've got some kind of angelic connection. There's a beginning of a dialogue. You should either you're a paralegal, investigate it on your own, choose to talk to somebody you trust, or call me, or like I said, go back and do it on your own. But there's a connection, there's something connecting, I'll tell you that.
Well, it's good news to hear. I mean, I feel that way, and I'm not a woe is me type person, but I mean, people look at me sort of like, wow, with everything I've been through in the past year, and I just have to find the deeper meaning within that.
Well, the deeper meanings are they're there. They're there for you.
Okay, Carrie. Well, Neil's direct number 562-596-7818, and you can give him a call after the show if you desire, or join us on Facebook, or follow us right here on Blog Talk Radio. But either way, keep us posted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have one more caller, Neil, because they came in quite a while ago, so I'm going to take them. It's a private caller. Good morning. Hello. They're not hearing us. Going once, going twice. Private caller, you're on the air. You're on the air. Okay, we are done then with our show. We will be back on the air on Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for joining us today.